The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project and the Nigeria Guild of Editors have urged President Bola Tinubu to stop the use of Cybercrimes Act against journalists, activists, critics, and other Nigerians for expressing their views online. The groups who made the appeal at a press conference on unchecked injustice, how authorities are weaponizing the Cybercrimes Act to stifle peaceful dissent and media freedom in Nigeria, seeks the release of those in custody across the country under the legislation. Maugbe Josu reports.
A number of individuals, including journalists and social media critics, have been arrested by security operatives in Nigeria for airing their views on the state of the nation. Their activities, they say, violate the Cybercrimes Act on cyberstalking, criminal defamation, and computer-related fraud. At this gathering of media practitioners and members of Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, stakeholders note that the suppression of the press ranges from extrajudicial to unlawful detentions, disappearances, malicious prosecutions, and wrongful use of both legislation and law enforcement.
Since the amendment of the Cybercrime Act in 2024, the Nigerian government at all levels have consistently used that same act, particularly Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act, which speaks of cyberstalking, to harass, intimidate, and arbitrarily arrest and detain users of social media, human rights defenders, activists, journalists, broadcasters, and bloggers.
But they normally use that section to arrest people anyhow, and they just report that this person has done this. So what has happened to defamation laws? What has happened to libel laws? Why are people not using that in the civil courts and all those things like that? They just use this particular, and then it is
talking about how the media in Nigeria can rise to international standards. But today, unfortunately, we're talking about how authorities that should encourage media freedom are stifling it.
The groups also raised concerns over continuous threats to journalist safety and the effect of strategic lawsuits against public participation and harassment.
Because of the provision of Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act 2025 that are so broadly defined as to expose them to abuse for less legitimate ends, Nigerian authorities have persistently used these provisions to crack down and violate human rights of Nigerians, including human rights activists, defenders, and journalists.
Gross violation of Section 22 of the Constitution of Nigeria, which says empowers the media to hold government to account, which empowers the media to put officials in government, put their feet to fire.
They therefore urged the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, to push for the immediate amendment of the Cybercrimes Act and other repressive legislation, bringing these laws in line with the Nigerian Constitution and international human rights obligations to which Nigeria is a state party. Maugbe Josu, LTV News.